Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon. Let's go Pikachu. I'm Nai, and Pikachu is either dancing or sleeping. I'm not sure which. Sleeping, apparently, is the answer to that question. Okay, so I can't really lead off with Sandshrew is what I'm gathering here. As much as I would absolutely love to, it really appears that Sandshrew is just a little bit too weak to be dealing with what we're doing, and doesn't have a really good sweeper move. You know, I need a good move that I can use on someone like Sandshrew that'll kill multiple Pokemon. Well, not kill as much as knock out. That will knock out multiple Pokemon in a row. To be 100% honest, Charmeleon doesn't really have one either. But I think Ember is a little bit stronger, especially with the same type attack bonus, than anything that Sandshrew actually has. You know, Charmeleon's at least getting that bonus from Ember because it's fire on fire. Right now, Sandshrew does not have any ground-type moves at all. Oh my god, the experience is so bad. Like, it's kind of backwards as to how Pokemon usually was. In previous games, the experience off of caught Pokemon was generally fairly bad, and it was the battles that would really give you good experience. So to have a situation like we're in right now, where, you know, battles are getting us next to nothing in terms of experience, and it's the, apparently this Kakuna is an XL. That's interesting. But yeah, to have a situation where it's reversed is kind of weird. Not sure how I feel about it. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna take your Paralyze Heal. Is that fully grown woman one of your children? Okay, so what do we got going on here? Gentlemen, would you like to fight? You're an agent for the International Police on the trail of Team Rocket. Okay, you didn't have to tell me that, but I'm glad that you did. How's it going, bud? You're the waiter on the ship. You'll have to serve me anything. Okay, well, the girl over there wants custard. Okay, what do we got? We got a lot of cooks in here. Worry about the silver domes put on top of the food. They're called cloches that keep hot dishes from cooling. Okay. Got a super repel. Is that your answer to roaches in here? Can I have some of these berries? I'd appreciate it. This is Le Chef. The main course today is his juicy takedown steak. Why are... You don't get to... Yeah, okay. So, apparently they're all peeling. It looks like they're talking to the wall, but what's really going on is they're peeling. Okay. What's going on up the stairs? There are more fights downstairs, by the way. Okay. So apparently I guess I'm one of the best trainers, according to them. Like, or at least they think I am. But man, if these are the best trainers you guys could get together, being beaten by a 12-year-old, I don't know what to say. I've never seen a Pokemon sleep like that one. Oh, hey. Man, you notice how, like, everybody's talking about Snorlax right now? It's almost as if he's a big deal. Hello, Fisher. Check out what you fished up. Is it a Magikarp? Would you look at that? That was actually just a guess, but most fishers in this game actually have Magikarp. It's kind of silly, actually. Whenever I have to guess at something, you know, like that, I have a really hard time not quoting the girl from Fallout New Vegas. Ooh, is it a dress? The problem is most people don't know what I'm referencing, so it just makes me look weird. Guess what I got you? Ooh, is it a dress? What? I was so pleased in that game where I could actually give her a dress, and it was like the best gift I could give her. That was kind of awesome. Pikachu grows to level 24. Pikachu wants to learn Slam. Okay, so that's an important question. So Slam's normal type with a power of 80, but I don't know how much I actually care, because the accuracy is low. I think I'm going to pass on it. With the low accuracy, the fact that it's, you know, it's normal type, so I don't get a type advantage on anything. And I already have Thunderbolt, which does, you know, the same amount of damage without accuracy, and I get Stab. I think we're just going to not worry about Slam. What's going on, old man? Can be Masterful Secret Technique, Chop Down. Okay, can I have that secret technique? Seen Pokemon ferry people across the water? Okay, well, I mean, that's not uncommon. I don't know why you're acting as if I think you're lying. Like, that's just a thing that some Pokemon do. I just don't have one yet. Hello. Competing against the young keeps me youthful. Are you going to feel really old if I beat you? I don't know what it is about Pokemon. Apparently, when I play Pokemon, my dog just needs attention. I don't know if she hears me, like, talking to Pikachu and, like, you know, something like that. But she just jumps in my lap, and she wants so much attention right now. It's kind of unreal. Given the amount of fire Pokemon we're seeing right now, I'm really thinking that after we swap, you know, Weedle evolved to Kakuna, it's going to evolve into Beedrill very, very soon. I think we might want to consider pulling out Squirtle. You know, my original intention was to go to Venonat next. But, okay, apparently he feels young again. Glad to hear it. But that might not be a thing I should do. A strong Pokemon or a rare one? Any Pokemon. I like them all. I mean, there's some that I wouldn't actually want to have in real life, like Grimer, but, you know, I like all Pokemon. My god, Rose, you goofball. Like, I keep petting her. I'm petting her a lot. Like, I've been petting her nonstop since the start of the episode. So, like, 7 straight minutes of petting. And every time I stop petting, she starts licking my hand and tries to get me to pet some more. She's actually... So she's lying down on my lap. And I'm resting my... You know, my hand on, like, the armrest of my chair. She shoved her muzzle underneath my hand and is now licking at my fingers because apparently I need to keep petting. She is such a spoiled brat. I swear. Okay, Sandshrews getting Fury Swipe, so at the very least, I'm actually going to drop Defense Curl. So that's going to help. Like, it's nothing, it's not the best move that I can get. And it's definitely not an Earth move, but it is a move that does damage. Got a Nugget. We have a lot of those. I have no reason to use it to sell them. I might never sell them, but we have a lot of Nuggets. Actually, I'm mildly curious. How many Nuggets do I have at this point? 5. Wow. That's a fair bit. Have I been to the Go Park Complex in Fuchsia City? Not yet. There are many rare Pokemon there. Interesting. So it's not Safari Zone anymore, it's the Go Park. So I wonder how that works. You catch Pokemon in Pokemon Go and you can transfer them in. Captain said he's sick. He's looking all pale. That sucks. The captain of a ship should probably not be getting seasick. Let's be fair with each other here. Hi, Chad. What's up? See the stairs? That's the captain's quarters. He can teach you the cool secret technique if I ask him. He's very famous for it. But he's seasick right now. Okay, so apparently Chad's going to fight me. That's fine. Remember when I was a very, very young kid, I actually wrenched my neck in a park. And I was kind of wandering around, like, holding my neck, and some woman, like, sat me down and tried to massage my neck to help me out. And this freaked my mom out to no end. You know, I mean, we're in the middle of a park with a bunch of other kids, so it's not as if I was hidden off to the side or anything like that. But, okay. Are we gonna be like that? If we're gonna be like that, I'm pulling out Pikachu already. But that was on my mind after we had, like, the girl in that first cabin who's like, you remind me of my brother. Let me just get you to lay down and sleep for a bit. And Rose is now in my face. She's kind of goofy, so we have a nightly ritual that I've talked about that I get into bed, and then she jumps onto the bed, and then she, you know, I have a couple pillows around the bed, and she'll choose one and lay on it. But what I've kind of gotten into the habit of doing is I have a tablet that I will set off to the side, and I'll usually watch a video or something before, you know, and I kind of fall asleep watching the video. And she has this habit of, like, specifically crawling in front of the tablet, so that way she is sitting between me and the tablet, so I'm forced to look at her. She's a goofy dog, man. She's apparently finally gotten her fill of being pet. Now she's just laying in my lap and was watching what I was doing on TV, and now she's just letting her head hang off to the side. It always cracks me up with these pseudo-boss fights in Pokemon where they heal the Pokemon, but the damage I do in the turn to heal the Pokemon is the same as the heal. I always end up sitting here thinking, like, hey, as opposed to using that full restore on your Pokemon, and I'm just going to hit you again and bring you back down to 10%, how about you just not use the full restore and just give it to me? You'll be out of full restore, I'll still win, but you won't waste 1 PP of one of my moves. Okay, I'm very glad that we avoided the sleep pattern. Didn't avoid it this time. Well, that sucks. We should have a combination of sleep powder and fire, the same way that, like, you know, what is it, like sawdust and fire, just sudden explosion. Okay, I can't actually risk this one. Let's go ahead and pull out Pidgeotto. I'm gonna have to go heal. There's another set of stairs off to the west that we still have to go up, and then we actually have to go downstairs. The problem is if you heal the captain, if I remember correctly, the SSN immediately leaves after you heal the captain. So I really kind of don't wanna heal him right now. I want to finish the fights in here and get as much experience as I possibly can. What do you mean you can't believe it? I've been beating you pretty consistently every time we fight. I love how he's always surprised by it. I've gotten pretty strong. Yep. I will eventually see the secret technique. Sure. So apparently it is secret techniques. Oh, hello. What do you have to say, Pikachu? Acting like it wanted to touch Chad's hair? Okay, I'm not so sure about that, but good Pikachu. Touch Chad's hair. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Okay, so we got another up set of stairs here. Is this to the deck? I think it's to the deck. Hey, looks a shelter. Oh, my captain's a sword master. He's also using chop down. Hopefully I have potential to use a sword. Man, Team Rocket comes in and just, hi, here's a sword. Whoop, Pikachu wants something. Pikachu seems very excited. Pikachu wants to see what's up ahead on the ship. Are we going to have a Titanic moment? Oh, hi. Hello. Hi, let's do a little jig. But I don't want to. I'm bad at dancing. I only can dance when there's arrows, you know? Dude, you're a little bit too tubby to be showing me your biceps. Oh dear, this is an issue. Charmeleon growls at Poliwag and immediately falls back to sleep. That's funny. Yeah, that water gun would have immediately taken down Charmeleon. I really should go heal. But at the same time, like, a bunch of sailors is not going to be a thing. I can just have Poliwag just sit here and take... Or not Poliwag. Ivysaur just sit here and just take out the entire enemy group, you know? Cocoon is now level 9. I really should go play Pokemon Conquest at some point. Even though I know it's kind of an older game at this point, I never actually ended up playing it. Party's winding down. It's about time for the ship to set sail. Yeah. So that's the, there we go. So we have made Pikachu even happier by letting it look out over the sea. Pikachu seems very happy. Awesome. Okay, what's up with you? You don't feel so good. You got seasick. Man, everybody's getting seasick on this ship. Actually, I don't get seasick. I don't get motion sick either. People have told me that, like, you know, if they try to read in cars, stuff like that, they get motion sick. But I always, like, read in a car. I think it probably comes from spending so much time in cars when I was a kid. My family always took road trips. You know, we went all over the place. Some were short, some were long. But, you know, you end up being a kid in, like, Colorado, for example. And, so we would, you know, we would cruise on up to Rocky Mountain National Park or Estes Park. And both of those rides from where we lived were a good, like, 6 hours. So that would be a good, like, half the day to cruise on up there. The same thing, like, when we went skiing when I was a kid. But, you know, when you live in a place like Colorado Springs, where I lived, ooh, takedown. Let's do that as opposed to tackle. But when you lived, you know, where I live, which is in Colorado Springs, yes, we're at the base of the mountains, but if you really want, you know, the actual ski places like Winter Park, Breckenridge, you know, Vail, a lot of these places that are fairly famous, you know, that was a good long ride. Like, that was a good 4 to 5 hours drive just to get there, and you were getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get there on time. So, and then even worse than that was the fact that my family, especially my mom, was kind of afraid of flying back in the day. So what would end up happening is, whenever we would go someplace, we would drive. And when I say go someplace, I don't mean like go to the mall. I mean, when we would go to Disney, we would drive. And we would visit New Orleans twice or so a year because, you know, we had family down here. So we'd come down here and we would drive. And from Colorado, that's a like 26-hour long drive. Freaking, and then it's an extra 9.5 or so. Darn, this is gonna knock Ivysaur out. He just got crits every single time. I mean, I know Karate Chop has a higher chance of crits, but that was a bit ridiculous. But we would drive, and that is, again, it's like 35 hours. So I got very used to driving in cars and sleeping in cars when I was a kid. So I never ended up having, you know, issues with motion sickness. I think it was just because I was in, you know, cars for most of my life. I, you know, sleep very well in cars, had very little trouble with that. And I think that's why, I think that at this point is also why, why I've gotten so used to, like, sleeping with, like, you know, music on, or not so much music, but, like, podcasts on, stuff like that, or falling asleep to watching YouTube, is because when I would be in the car, like, I would kind of, our car always had those, like, long bench seats. Like, it wasn't until I was probably 15 or 16 when we finally got a car that had those captain's chairs that all the cars have now. You know, we had a Suburban, and so the thing about the Suburbans is it was 2 of these gigantic bench seats, and then the way back of the car. And so, you know, the bench seats were 3 people wide, but you didn't have your own seat. Like, you were sharing a seat with someone else, and generally you had something like in the middle of the seat. So what happens? My grandmother would be in the front bench seat with me, and usually I would fall asleep, put my head in her lap, you know, and fall asleep. And I'd be listening to my parents talk up front, or my grandmother talk to them, you know, stuff of that nature. Hinting at the move strength in the future. So yeah, it was very it's something I always got used to. So I never got motion sick, and you know, really same thing kind of applies to seasick. I never got that either. Now I haven't been on boats very much, but you know, we went out, you know, like dolphin watching twice. Once on like a pontoon boat, once on a Zodiac. And oh, this is gonna end terribly for you. I didn't realize I was leading with Pikachu. I'm sorry. But you know, we I didn't have any issues in those. We went to a Santa Catalina Island a couple of times, and you get there by way of a hydrofoil. So you know, just never really happened. I don't know what it is. Just never had an issue with that. I mean, what I'm gathering here is that Sandshrew is just not going to be useful against Lieutenant Surge. It's just not leveling up fast enough. And I think in a big way, part of the reason why it's not leveling up fast enough is that the actual experience from, you know, Pokemon battles is terrible. If I went out to you know, and spent 10 minutes on Route 11, I get more experience than I got in the last 40 minutes on the SSAM. Which is kind of ridiculous. Like, for the most part, these are on-level fights. And I'm not even talking about experience share, because, you know, experience share, people are freaking, like, spoiled with experience share. I remember back in the original Pokemon, you got experience share where I got Judge recently for catching 30 Pokemon. And, you know, then you had it and only worked for one Pokemon. So I'm not talking about experience share. I'm talking about the main Pokemon experience for each of these fights. Like, look, so I just beat that Magnemite. Look how much experience Charmander's gonna get, or Charmeleon's gonna get. 97 experience. We effectively got nothing out of it. And that's a level 18 Pokemon. Like, the experience is so little. Okay, so Cocoon is gonna try to evolve into Beedrill. Nice. It's not going to happen this time, but Beedrill was always one of my main Pokemon back when I used to play. I thought it was so good for a very long time. Especially, you know, being able to poison. I forget what the, like, Fury Strikes and stuff like that. Found an Elixir. Awesome. Okay, so Beedrill is out. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do a sort by Pokedex number. So I'm thinking Spearow might be a good thing to level up. But I did say we were probably going to do Venonat. I don't know how. I don't know what level Venonat evolves at, because I never really used Venonat in a party. Yeah, well, where sailors have Pokemon, believe me, you're not the first sailor I've had to fight on this boat alone. You know, I always gathered that there was some sort of issue between boat and ship. For some things, it's a boat. For some things, it's a ship. I honestly don't know the difference. Is it footage? Like, is that what it is? If it's less than this much, it's a boat. If it's more than this much, it's a ship. Nice. 5 hits off of Fury Swipes. And lose half my HP to Water Gun. Okay, well, that's, you know, I deserve that. 3. Yeah. It's so weird. I'm watching that HP bar, and the HP bar doesn't always hit 0 before, okay, let's switch out for Ivysaur. The HP bar does not always hit 0 before the actual end happens. Like, I've seen some where, like, there was a fair amount of HP left, and the game's just like, nope, we're done. And the SS Ant has taken a while. I don't know if it's that there's more rooms than there used to be, or just, you know, I don't know. I expect the SS Ant to take 15 minutes, and it has taken pretty much the entire episode and a little bit extra from last episode. Oh, that's a Pokeball. Hey, Super Potion. You know, I understand why back in the day they made items in the ground look like Pokeballs. I don't understand why they do that now. I don't think we're going to lead off with Charmeleon versus a Fisher. Can't tell if you're from the seas or mountains, but stop and chat. Okay, well, I'm from Pallet Town, which appears to be in the middle of nowhere. There's no mountains and no sea. I mean, there's water. Well, no, that's not true. The ocean is, like, immediately south of Pallet Town. But I am not of the sea the way you are. Also, can I ask you why you are wearing a life vest in the middle of a luxury room? You know, I gotta wonder. In a world like Pokemon, there's got to be rules about where you can battle, right? Because, you know, if we're talking about some of these Pokemon, like, there's a fair amount of damage that can be done to your surroundings based off of some of these moves. I'm especially thinking about something like, you know, Charmeleon, you know, using Flamethrower on something. You know, that's got to, you could set something on fire that way. Or, you know, we had a Diglett use Fissure on us pretty recently. And even then, especially thinking about Diglett literally is, like, inside of a, you know, prairie dog hole or a mole hole in the ground. So if we're on something like the SS Ant, it's digging a hole in the ground. Like, I wonder, like, is there just insurance for that? Like, do the Pokemon trainers, you know, pay a premium if their Pokemon deal damage to the environment? I especially think about something like Grimer or Coughing. Like, that's gonna be a problem right there. Especially when you end up reading about, like, what these Pokemon actually do, how they interact with each other. Things like Grimer smelling terrible. You know, you gotta wonder, like, what that in-world experience is actually like. Okay, so the captain is seasick. I don't know how that happens. So, usually what we do is we rubbed the captain's back, which apparently we're still doing. You know, 12-year-old boy rubbing an old captain's back. Yes, I want to learn your secret technique. Yeah, it only works for humans. Okay. So Pikachu wants to learn how to use Cut. Okay. So this is going to be kind of weird. Because I don't believe Pikachu can use Cut. Well, it's Chop Down, apparently. But, okay, apparently Pikachu now learned Chop Down. Okay, well, apparently we can do that. Yep, this Anne is going to set sail. They will not be back until next year. Okay, so it looks like it still follows the Pokemon Sun and Moon rules. Namely that you don't have to use a move slot for it anymore. Which, I'll be honest, is actually fairly good for me. It's fairly pleasing for me. I like not having to have the old, you know, hidden move pet like you had to have back in the day, because that was 7 moves out of the total 24 that you had to dedicate to what is effectively just movement. We're barely off the ship. It's already going. Bye. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had a coffee cup that fell over and apparently hit the pause button on the recording. So you guys didn't actually end up missing much. I don't actually know where it paused. I'm hoping that it wasn't too far long ago. This is Anne set sail, and I am apparently fighting a painter. And she's kind of weird. She's acting as if... She called me a Cantonian trainer, so apparently she's not from Kanto. But she's using a Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is not exactly unknown in Kanto. I don't know. I only just noticed that. I kind of glanced over and saw that things were paused, which was very weird. I do apologize about that. It's very, very weird. So the cool thing is I have a passive Leech Seed on this Jigglypuff. So even though Ivysaur is currently asleep, like, we're still going to be doing damage, and more importantly, still healing. Also, 3 attacks, that's not how Double Slap works. You should really have some, some multiple of 2, really. God, she looks like she just doesn't care about the world, huh? So let's see. The Jigglypuff knows Disable, Double Slap, and Sing. Curious what that 4th slot is. Possibly Metronome? I saw someone who said they were trying to... Or I saw a thing, like, someone had tried to, like, beat the game only using, like, a Togepi with Metronome and see if it would work. That'd be a very frustrating playthrough. About to use Mr. Mime? I'll keep battling, sure. I mean, it's a Psychic Fairy type. Just get with the Leech Seed. There's Light Screen. That's kind of annoying. But we'll just use Takedown instead of Vine Whip. And all will be well. You know, I gotta say, I'm really enjoying the art style they went with. I think it works very well for the game. I'm reminded of something, and the problem is I couldn't tell you what I'm reminded of. Also, what the hell is with that? Like, don't do that whole dodging thing. I know Takedown isn't the most accurate move, but I'm gonna hit you. Ooh, Psywave. That's not good. There we go. Wow, the damage on that was garbage. Okay, we're not using Takedown anymore. So the problem with Takedown is that it deals recoil damage. So you take damage, that's a percentage of the damage you dealt. Ow. He is hitting moderately hard. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and switch Pokemon. Because I do not feel like Ivysaur is going to survive another Psywave. Oh, let's see. Who's going to take over? Charmeleon could probably take... actually, with that Psywave, I think we're going to switch to Pidgeotto. I mean, Pidgeotto's nothing special. Pidgeotto has more health than Charmander does. That was still a fair amount of damage. Now, how does this work? So I understand, like, why Ivysaur would get something off of Leech Seed, right? Like, it plants seeds that then leech health down, vines into Ivysaur. But I need, like, why on earth would Pidgeotto get that health? Wow, this Mr. Mime is actually soaking a fair amount of damage here. There's something weird about its knees. Is it wearing knee pads? Like knee braces? Good amount of experience that time. Hey, Sandshrew hit level 17. It's still not going to be useful in this gym, but... Shocked at my strength, you say? I got a bottle cap. Neat. What does that do? I've beat my Pokemon battling side by side. It's great composition. You'd love to draw a picture of me. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Can't go back to Alola until you defeat me. Oh, you're from Alola. Okay, I don't remember you. Bottle cap. Beautiful bottle cap that gives off silver gleam. Some people are happy to receive one. Okay, apparently it's like a trading item or something. I don't know. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me today, guys. Oh, hey, look, it's the gym leader person. Sup? I'm going to catch you guys next time, and we're going to go challenge Lieutenant Surge. Should be interesting. I'll see you soon.